The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides is a psychological thriller that grips readers from the very first page and doesn't let go until the shocking final twist. It is a story of silence, obsession, trauma, and the depths of the human mind. The novel follows Alicia Berenson, a famous painter who seemingly has the perfect life, a successful career, a beautiful London home, and a devoted husband, Gabriel. But one evening, Alicia does the unthinkable. She shoots Gabriel in the face 5 times and never speaks another word. Alicia's silence is a mystery that captures the public's imagination. Why would a loving wife murder her husband so brutally? Her refusal to speak only deepens the intrigue, and she becomes infamous, earning a reputation as the silent patient. She is placed in a secure forensic unit called the Grove, where she remains mute and unreachable, her mind locked away from the world. Her only form of communication is a haunting self-portrait she paints shortly after the murder, titled Alcestis *, a reference to a Greek myth in which a woman sacrifices herself for her husband, but is later rescued from the underworld. Enter Theo Faber, a forensic psychotherapist who becomes obsessed with Alicia's case. He believes he can be the one to break through her silence and uncover the truth about what happened that fateful night. Theo has spent years studying Alicia's history and is determined to help her speak again, convinced that she is not as guilty as the world believes. But his interest in Alicia is not purely professional. His motives run deeper than he initially lets on. As Theo begins his work at the Grove, he navigates the complex relationships within the institution. He faces resistance from both Alicia and his colleagues, many of whom believe Alicia is beyond saving. Theo's determination drives him to investigate Alicia's past, speaking to her friends, family, and former colleagues in an attempt to piece together her story. Through his findings, a picture of Alicia's troubled past begins to emerge, one filled with childhood trauma, betrayal, and emotional scars that may have contributed to her silence. Alicia's life was not as perfect as it seemed. She grew up in a dysfunctional family, deeply affected by the death of her mother and the cold indifference of her father. She always felt abandoned and unloved, emotions that resurfaced in her marriage to Gabriel. Despite his outward charm and devotion, Gabriel was not the perfect husband Alicia believed him to be. As Theo digs deeper, he discovers that Alicia had a history of mental instability, and her silence may be linked to a terrifying event from her past. The novel alternates between Theo's investigation and Alicia's personal diary entries, which reveal her innermost thoughts leading up to the murder. In these pages, Alicia speaks in a voice she refuses to use in real life, detailing her growing paranoia and suspicions about Gabriel. She believes she is being watched, that someone is following her. She senses danger lurking in the shadows, and the diary becomes her only refuge. Theo's obsession with Alicia intensifies as he pieces together the puzzle of her life. He uncovers secrets that suggest Alicia was not simply a cold-blooded murderer, but a woman pushed to the edge by forces beyond her control. The deeper he digs, the more he realizes that Alicia's silence is not just an act of defiance. It is a shield protecting a horrifying truth. Then comes the shocking revelation, the truth that changes everything. The story takes a dark and unexpected turn when Theo's own past is brought into focus. Throughout the novel, readers have been led to believe that Theo is an impartial therapist seeking justice for Alicia, but in a masterful twist, it is revealed that he is far more connected to the murder than he has let on. Theo is not just a curious psychologist, he is the very man who set Alicia's nightmare in motion. Years before the murder, Theo's own life was in turmoil. He was married to a woman named Kathy, whom he adored, but he discovered she was having an affair. Consumed by jealousy and anger, Theo followed the man Kathy was involved with, a man who turned out to be Gabriel Berenson. One fateful night, Theo broke into Gabriel and Alicia's home, wearing a mask, and held them at gunpoint. His intention was never to kill, only to instill fear, to make Gabriel feel powerless, as he had felt when he learned of the affair. But what happened next was unforeseen. Gabriel, in his desperation to save himself, betrayed Alicia in the worst way possible. Instead of offering to die for her, as a loving husband might, he begged for his own life, leaving Alicia stunned and heartbroken. This moment shattered Alicia's world, confirming her deepest fears that she was unworthy of love. In a fit of rage and devastation, she picked up the gun and shot Gabriel 5 times, sealing her fate in silence. Alicia knew the truth all along, but remained silent to protect herself from the deeper pain of betrayal. When she finally breaks her silence, it is in the form of one final diary entry, revealing the full story and naming Theo as the man who set everything into motion. But before she can expose him, Theo takes drastic measures, administering a lethal dose of medication that leaves her in a permanent, catatonic state. The novel ends with a haunting realization: Theo, the man who claimed he wanted to save Alicia, was the true villain all along. His actions were driven by selfishness, jealousy, and an inability to accept his own failures. He is ultimately caught when Alicia's diary falls into the hands of the authorities, leading to his downfall. ***The Silent Patient** is a masterclass in psychological suspense, skillfully weaving together themes of trauma, obsession, and the devastating consequences of silence. The final twist leaves readers reeling, forcing them to reevaluate everything they thought they knew about the characters and their motivations. It is a story that lingers long after the last page is turned, a haunting reminder that sometimes the truth is hidden in the quietest of places.